Can't ball in a life, man. Go on with it, go on with it.
Besties, do you have a second? Hey, friend.
Hey, the best squad. It's your girl, Ebony, the best. You know, I haven't posted anything in a while, but I just try to take a little mental break from posting. But anyway, I was listening to Funky Dineva, because I was wondering, you know, I haven't heard him come out. I was thinking and hoping that he would not come out with anything concerning Kiki, seeing how he speak of her so negatively. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, he could have just left it alone. He could have just continued on with his show, not having to mention her if you don't like a person. But he did have something to say, and he basically was, you know what, let me let y'all hear it, and then I'm going to come back and give my commentary, because he could have stayed silent.
Got to talk about Kiki from Love and Marriage Huntsville. So when the news broke that Kiki had passed, you know, I think a day or two went by. Nobody knew anything. No one knew anything. Then, you know, one of her friends or somebody close to her, in an effort to refute the fact that she overdosed, or in an effort to refute the rumors, not the fact, the rumors that she overdosed, said friend / person revealed that Kiki was found in her car running, unresponsive, in the garage. Now, obviously, the woman hasn't even been deceased for a week yet. You know, everybody's trying to be relatively respectful and not write presumptuous things on the internet because the family has to see it. But each and every one of y'all would be a doggone lie if the moment y'all didn't hear found unresponsive in car in enclosed garage, died from CO2 poisoning, that we did not think suicide. All right, that we did not think suicide. That was, and then the friend tried to dress it up, talking about, you know, she had a reputation. She had a reputation for going to sleep everywhere. And I'm like, girl, listen, as much people as we know, and as much as some of us don't drink and drive, the hardest part is driving home. At the point in which you got in the doggone car, at the point in which you got in the car, pulled it in the garage, let the garage down, then you fall asleep. At that point, they said the car wasn't running. Well, had it been running or had it not been running? If she died from CO2, it was running at some point. So maybe it ran out of gas. Okay. Nevertheless, and I'm not trying to be funny because y'all know I love the Scotts and I love Wanda, but my relationship aside, if I did not know these people, okay, my thoughts would still be, it sounds like she offed herself in that doggone car. Okay. Then it didn't make it any better. Didn't make it any better that her uncle then got on and said they don't want anyone from the cast at the funeral, and saying that the way they treated her and the way they isolated her left her mentally unstable and yada, 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 and she was broken and so on and so forth. And then, you know, basically alluding to the fact that the stress and the drama and all of that from the show is what drove her off the deep end. I'm going to tell you something, okay? And I hope that this doesn't come back to affect the relationship that I do have with the people over there. But I'm finna say this, and I'm just finna say it out loud. I don't feel no ways tired about Kiki. I don't feel no ways tired. I don't feel no ways tired about any mental anguish that she experienced as a result of being on that show. And here is why. Because it's not like, Oh, she was originally casted on the show, and then all of this accidental stuff happened to her. No, 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 no. Your cousin was on that show, minding her doggone business, doing her doggone thing. You wanted to be in the mix so bad that you were willing to even cross your cousin and go over there to the dark side. You went over there to the dark side, all right, and then you got to messing around over there, and they kicked your behind off the show after you were used and did your dirty work and your devilment. Then I guess the internet must have ate your behind alive, and it became more than you can bear. I am sorry. I have a very hard time feeling bad for people with their self-induced issues. None of what Kiki went through had to be. It was all self-induced. And secondly, I'm sorry. You are in charge of your mental well-being, your mental health, your esteem. If you already knew your esteem was towed down to the ground, if you already knew you was unstable and fragile, then you shouldn't have ran your behind up on that TV. And moreover, you shouldn't have ran up on the TV doing dark, nasty, dirty stuff that eventually came back to bite your behind in the butt. I am sorry that a family is grieving. I am sorry that this woman didn't have any better ways to cope if she did, in fact, commit suicide. However, nobody did nothing to you, baby. Nobody did nothing to you. Everything that you experienced as a result of Love and Marriage Huntsville, you brought it on yourself. You brought it on yourself. And I'm sorry, you don't get to go off and do something tragic to yourself and then...
So y'all heard that guy. Like I said, if I know I didn't care for a person while they were living, and now that they're deceased, and I still don't care that they had passed away, and it doesn't matter how the person passed away. No one said she offed it herself. I didn't hear the family said that. It was just reports that people were putting out that I guess the conclusion came to her ending her life. But Funky could have stayed out of this one. He could have. He done. My opinion, just let the woman rest now. Let her rest. Let her family grieve. They're going to grieve for a while because once all the noise goes down, they still have to be reminded that their loved one is no longer here. Right? That's all I have to say about that. I only went in on Kiki, so I'm not sure if y'all watch Basketball Wife. In an episode on Monday, Evelyn Lozada decided that she was going to investigate Jackie Christie and what's going on with her. During her investigation, they found out that she was married, or she said she was married 4 times. We know she married her husband. She marries her husband every year. And Evelyn Lozada didn't feel right about some things that Jackie was doing. She had a private investigator, and she found out that in 1987, Jackie was doing prostitution. Now, that's 1987. I don't know, it was way before her husband, because I think she and her husband been married for 29 years now, because I think last week they celebrated their anniversary. But baby, he ripped Evelyn and some of the cast a new one. Take a listen to this.
40 years ago, unless they butchered and dismantled a whole body and hid it in an attic somewhere, this is no tea. Especially considering the fact, now I don't know where Jackie sold that coochie at. If she sold it on Crenshaw Boulevard, if she sold it down to the Waffle House, if she sold it at a Chick-fil-A, if she sold it on Backpage on Craigslist. I don't know where she sold it at, but it doesn't change the fact that Jackie sold her coochie in 1987. Evelyn, Brooke, and all the rest of y'all on that show, y'all selling y'all's right now in 2024. The only difference is y'all ain't got caught and y'all ain't got arrested. Y'all selling y'all funk box, that old buy here, pay here, as is twat. Y'all selling y'all's in 2024. So what's the tea? And here is the thing that's troublesome about Evelyn for me. There are just certain subject areas that certain people should not touch, okay? Now listen, I am not in Evelyn's bedroom. I'm not her gynecologist, nor am I in her soul. I don't know how many people Evelyn has slept with, but Evelyn, her team, and everybody else on Basketball Wives is fully aware that the public perception about who you are is that you're a whore. The public perception, and listen to me carefully, I'm not calling Evelyn a whore. I don't know who she slept with. But we can all agree that the general population of reality TV people consider Evelyn and company to be whores. Okay? For everybody to be considering y'all to be whores, you think that you would try to stay away from any type of conversation that has to do with whoring, hoeing, slutting, or selling coochie. Okay? Because the reality of the situation is, Evelyn, this is not the tea that you thought it was. This is not the...
Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it right here. Let me know what's your thought on what he said about Kiki, what he said about Evelyn and the cast of Basketball Wives. Don't forget to hit that like, comment, subscribe button, and I'll talk to y'all in the next video. All right, later. Bye.
At the stadium show going super hard, cause baby a superstar. Just bought a crib at a lake.